There you go. And we can go.
Yeah. All right, so let's call to order the March 18th, 2026 and meeting of Capital Region Land Bank. This will also serve as our annual meeting. I just want to thank the members for coming early. I believe that we had an audit committee earlier prior to this meeting. We had minutes go out from our February 10th, 2026 meeting. Can I get a motion to approve those? Second. Those in favor indicate by saying aye. Any opposed, nay.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Our treasurer, Joe Berlant, is on vacation, hopefully soaking up some warm weather, and had indicated that he had reviewed all of the reports. He had reviewed the finance report. He communicated to us as a group, interest year to date on all accounts earned was $6,952.14. The accounts are in good order, and there were no further comments from the treasurer. Happy to entertain any conversation, but I think we have a consistent reporting structure. I don't see anything that we need to really dig into, but I'm happy to. All right, then I will make the motion, as our treasurer usually does, to accept the treasurer's report as is presented in the packet. I'll ask for a second.
Second.
Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, treasurer's report is approved and moved to the record. Our executive director, maybe a quick synopsis on the last 30-45 and how things are going.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
I did not prepare a specific breakdown of our grant expenditures because there really has not been a ton of activity between the last meeting and this one in that regard. We've been working through environmental approvals on some of the projects that we've approved here most recently, and getting ready for the sort of programmatic environmental approvals on our new round of land initiative grants. So the last month has been a lot of sort of preparation. If anybody caught the Schenectady City Council meeting on Monday night, we got approval to purchase the parcels for the BCNI Mount Pleasant infill project, as well as purchase the parcels for our pending Move in New York project. So everything else, I think we'll get a good year in review during the annual report. So I think that concludes it for me.
Yeah, there was quite a few parcels that are moved in, both that Move in New York, 12 in Schenectady or Schenectady County, and another 12 or 14 out here in Montgomery County, or in City of Amsterdam, rather.
Yeah, so we have 6 or 7 sites in the City of Amsterdam. At least one of them will have 2 homes on it, similar in the City of Schenectady.
Great.
We're coordinating with both cities, as well as BCNI to acquire all of the parcels for that project.
Well, I thank our development director from the city sitting at the table with us today. I also got a chance to speak to the development director for Amsterdam prior to the meeting, and these are, I think, impactful projects and capacity building that we're going to do within all of our communities. I'm really excited about the Move in New York and what it means for affordable housing. And for the record, we thank the governor's office for creating such a program, and we're looking forward to moving forward. So, thank you. Any other demos or anything like that we want to go?
We did. So, we are in the process today of taking down 151 Erie Boulevard, which is going to be part of the Aquatic Center development. And we last week took down the last building in our summer 2025 project on Congress Street.
Great. Okay. All right. So clean slate almost, and we move forward with the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. We're ready to build some.
Kristen, thank you as always for preparation and setting us up for success. We all benefit from what you're doing. So thank you. Okay, we have 2, 4, 5 items for adoption and our consideration. The first of which is the 2026-06. This is our 2025 audit report. I know that the audit committee met just prior to today's board meeting. Any discussion?
I can make a report.
Yes, please.
So the audit committee met today, and as the chair said, we've reviewed the draft. And we also met with Mike Prentice, who was the auditor on our audit from EFRP Group, was our auditing firm. We were really excited to hear from Mike, the positive results of our audit, which included its complete clean bill of health. There were no deficiencies cited, no notes, no findings, etc. There were no instances of noncompliance with the AOB requirements on investments by the land bank, and that there were no identifications of any issues with internal controls. So I think it was a very, very good outcome.
That's great to hear. And most importantly, our investment strategy, trying to make sure that any dollars that we haven't put in pursuit of development or revitalization are being leveraged. And I'm glad to know that those are still an acceptable practice, right?
And he did note that we were probably one of the, if not the only one of a number of land banks and other authorities, or what do we call ourselves? We're not an authority, we are.
Yeah.
That we were the only one that really had a clean piece on the compliance with the investments.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Brilliant, in his absence, is still
There we are.
bringing positive net effects. So way to go, Joe.
Governance committee for meeting and reviewing policies too.
Yeah. Well, it's an active board, and so I thank you all. Okay, so a motion to approve the report and the 2025 audit as stated. So a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Any opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Thank you all. The next item for our consideration is the measurement report, where the rubber hits the ground. This is resolution 2026-07. This is our 2025 performance measurement report. And Kristen, do you want to summarize just a little bit, or do you want me to?
No, I will. I'll go ahead.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is sort of the standards by which we are measuring, if we're doing what we said we were going to do. And so for this year, we obtained 4 vacant lots for redevelopment. 3 of those are associated with the JFD 40, the Albany State Street redevelopment project. And the other was the Cross Mod project that we did earlier this year. The total number of structures improved is 16. This includes 2 rounds of our vacant property creative board up program that we did, 13 demolitions. We had the land bank redevelop one of the lots that we acquired and to put our Cross Mod home, to construct a new housing unit. We worked on 7 units of home ownership housing with our partners at BCNI and Habitat for Humanity. We helped 2 projects get into code compliance. So that's Avon Road and 130 Front Street. And those are both historic properties that we helped to get back into code compliance and to be stabilized and preserved. Our grant funding was $2.86 million, and we did hold a community outreach event regarding the potential for before Move in New York was announced. We invited a number of neighbors and land banks and city partners to come and see the project and hear about this kind of innovation in starter homes concept. That's my
This is also last report that we're voting on. Recall in prior years.
Well, I think we're voting on the annual report, but we broke out the performance metrics as a highlight, as a means to make sure that we're identifying, the high water mark.
I'm not sure when this went into effect, so this may be what you're referring to, but this is required to be uploaded as a separate report from the annual report in our ABO reporting. So everything we're voting on tonight, I report in to the authority's budget office. And Richard certifies those, with the authority given through these resolutions.
Yeah. But I like it, Mr. Vice Chair, right? I mean, I love
Absolutely, it's a good
the
approach.
accountability, and I would, open it up for comment. And if there is none, I would just say maybe next year, maybe we can, if we set goals, if we say, let's, see if we can't, get, 18 units renovated. Let's just see how we measure up. I think that there's a lot of work that's been done here. I'd love to know, maybe next year, set the goal, can we hit it? But I just want to highlight for the public, for the board, for our own, edification that, we've taken $16+ million, since inception. We incepted in 2013. We didn't really start getting our first grant dollars until 15. So 10, 11, 12 years later, we've taken $16.5 million and turned that into $150 million in development. And I just want to say that's a substantial and remarkable achievement. 10x anything, you guys have heard me say this before, is significant, and we are consistently running at that level. That's a direct function of great staff, great board members who lean in and want to contribute and make sure that we're successful, and the municipalities that we're serving are consuming what we're doing. So I'm excited for what the next year, 5 and 10 years brings. And I just want to say thank you all for your continued contributions to the community success through what the land bank does. So
I always measure with cylinders. And they're already cylinders,
yeah,
and I can honestly tell you, we are,
I agree with you, sir.
proud to be on this.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. If there is no further comment, I would ask for a motion to approve the 2025 annual report as stated and presented.
Motion.
Second, okay, I think we got it. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
I,
Any opposed? Motion is approved. Well done. Thank you, Kristen. Okay, where am I? I'm at, the next is our resolution 2026-09, reauthorization policies of the organization. Kristen, can you summarize?
Yes, so the governance committee met in December. I'm sorry, we skipped
Did I skip?
2026 for the annual.
Didn't I just do that? Oh, I did the,
You did measure.
okay, all right. Let me do that again. I blended. 2026-07 is our metrics. Can I get a motion to approve that?
So moved.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do you want me to re-ask for the motion on the annual report?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Okay, very good. Now we're at 2026-09. Thank you for the adjustment. This is our reauthorization of policies of organization.
So, the governance committee met in December and reviewed our policies as they were written. The last time that we met prior to that was in November of 2024, so this has been happening on an annual basis there. There was a brief discussion of potentially implementing a petty cash policy. Had some follow-up discussions and decided we did not need to do that. And so the recommendation is just to reauthorize the policies without any changes. And as Kathy stated in our audit report, our policies remain in compliance.
Plus, we have the ability to transact expeditiously through a card if we needed to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so petty cash seems to be administerially messy.
So there were a couple of instances where card petty cash would have been necessary because we have a purchase card. And there are certain things, a money order being one of them, that you cannot purchase using
Oh,
a
right.
credit card, and a purchase card is considered
Yeah.
not a debit card.
The
But
maker of the money order feels like they might be exposed to a loss. Got
yes, but through our management agreement with Metroplex, because I'm a Metroplex employee, I can access Metroplex petty cash. And then we could reimburse it in our quarterly expenditures. And that seemed cleaner than opening a new account and having to regularly
I
audit.
appreciate that thoughtfulness and that collaboration. Makes sense to me. We don't need a bunch of accounts and a bunch of, $27, transactions. Good. Anything else in the authorization of policy? Let's see. Let's not forget that appointments, it's really back in the annual report, isn't it? Okay, I guess I'll just leave that.
We could throw it into old business.
Do it in old business. You got it. Okay, so 2026-09 reauthorization of policies of the organization. Can I get a motion to approve? Second.
Second.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, the last item for consideration tonight, 2026-10. This is an option to purchase, take control of, buy and sell, Pine Street. This is parcel 39.64-1-26. This is a keyhole parcel off of Erie Boulevard that was made, I don't know, inaccessible by us filling in a rail trestle between North Broadway, I think, and Erie Boulevard, or
Would
North-
be
North
either
J.
Weaver Street or North Center.
Okay.
And Erie.
we filled in a trestle. We now have a parcel that is gonna not get accommodated for if development occurs in that corner. And I know that there's been development talked about, but we are not taking a position there. We're taking a position on, we can control this, make sure that it's part of any development moving forward.
Yes.
Okay. So that is 2026-10. Any conversation or any? Okay, seeing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Solves for that. Okay. Any new business to discuss? All right, very good. And then on old business, I just wanted to, let me just bring it back to authority committee members, committees, and members of the board, appointments and expirations. Anyone who has an expiration is the board bylaws indicate that you're compelled to continue to act in the role until acted upon. So if anyone is expired, I've already asked for an update from the appointing member or agency, if you will, or body. And unless someone wants to step down, you get to continue to act in the role.
I do just want to point out an error, and actually Alex pointed out my error, in the position, the person whose term Alex assumed was the assistant treasurer, but Alex is not actually the assistant treasurer. So, just to note that there is a correction needed on that, which I will make.
Yep, okay, yeah, no problem, thank you. And I did reach out to the mayor, Alex, and just indicate, there's an appointment to be made, great, if not, continue on. And I appreciate your contributions, I appreciate everyone's contributions, thank you. And then the only other thing I did want to bring up in old business was just the performance evaluations. And I want to say thank you for transparency, and thank you for, it's easy to just go, oh, I agree with everything. And I think it's important for us to make sure that we are being the best that we can be. And so if we look at where we somewhat agree, we have 6 marks in which we somewhat agree. And I would ask that Kristen, you and I maybe explore this so that we can bring it up in future discussions. And let's make sure we navigate, is everyone knowledgeable about the board's programs? Have we identified the areas of most risk? I love the fact that we're not just sevens across the board here, because I think that complacency, and we're not complacent on this board at all, but that says to me, there's areas of improvement, and that's always a good thing. That's a healthy thing.
And I think when Alex joined the board, Steve created kind of a little mini training, if you will, just to provide some information and some, just kind of background about the organization and board expectations and all that. So if anybody is interested in looking at that, I could definitely circulate it. I know many of you have served for a while, and sometimes it's good to just have like a little refresher.
Why don't we do that just as
Yeah.
a normal release?
Great idea.
Let's just do that.
Yeah. I'll
And
send
catch
that
us all up. Recalibrate us rather, not catch us up, but recalibrate us. Otherwise, I think we're doing an amazing job. I know I've said that at least 3 times in this meeting, and I'll continue to say it because we are doing an amazing job. And that is not, that I think we take this seriously, and the work that we are doing is impactful to tens of thousands of people by way of affordable, revitalized neighborhoods and thriving communities. So proud of the work that we do. Thank you. Okay, with that said, any other discussion? Any other old business? Yes,
I wanted
Alex?
to bring back up, we had spoke before about marketing, maybe doing a video or social media campaign, and I just wanted to put on record that I am available to do that if needed. I know a lot of things we talk about, we probably expect, kind of KP to execute, but as a, boots on the ground board member, I just wanted to say that I can start to execute that.
I love that idea. The video out in front of something going, here's what we've done, or look at the projects that we have, or some kind of social media splash on, we broke ground on something here in Amsterdam, something in,
Maybe I can put together a plan and just present it to the board, and see if it's something that you would like to.
Can I go up on the website? Make
Mhm.
great.
yeah, 100%. And thank you for leaning in more volunteerism. I appreciate that. We all appreciate that. I think it's great to tell people what we're doing. I think they see it. But sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other topics? Seeing none, I will adjourn the meeting 4:58 on March 18th. Thank you all for coming out to the meeting tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You.
you're welcome. Awesome.